to KION News at 11. We're going back over to the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca. Sounding like it's going to be a little bit dry for the next couple of days.
Yes, we're going to dry out after somewhat of an unsettled period of weather. I mean, it hasn't rained every day for the last several days. Maybe the Santa Cruz Mountains we've seen at least some rain every day, but the next several days looking dry. In fact, probably the next 4 or 5 days looking dry. Here's a live look from Domenico's on the Wharf tonight. And we're looking at pretty calm conditions out there. We still have a little bit of wind over the hills tonight. And other than that, we have a cold and dry air mass that's going to settle in for the remainder of the year, which is just 2 more days, about just a little less than 49 hours from now. That's much time we have to deal with these cool conditions. It'll warm up a little bit after that, but let's take a look at those temperatures out there right now. We're already down into the 40s in Santa Cruz and Watsonville and Monterey. And, well, most inland areas as well. Just a few spots still holding on to the 50s at this hour. And the air mass is cooling. We still have quite a bit of moisture in the air. The Weather Service has some alerts in place. Let me try to break this down for you. Where you see the dark blue, that indicates a freeze warning, but that's actually for Tuesday morning, so tomorrow night into Tuesday morning. But the area that's in dark blue is also under a frost advisory for tomorrow morning. Now the other area, which you see this light blue, this is a frost advisory. There is no advisory for tomorrow morning, but you're under a frost advisory for Tuesday morning. Now I don't think we're going to have too much issue with frost overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. There's still quite a bit of moisture. It's going to take a while for the drier air to really mix that out. You may see a few higher valleys start to touch some frost, but Tuesday morning is going to be cold. And we're talking about temperatures getting into the 20s in some inland areas on the coast, maybe even some low 30s in coastal cities, which could mean frost in neighborhoods of Santa Cruz and Monterey, Salinas, places like that. Not a hard freeze in those locations, but certainly enough to cause some harm to sensitive plants. So now's the time to plan ahead. And of course, we'll have a closer look on those exact temperatures tomorrow, so make sure to stay tuned to that. Overnight tonight again, we do have some clouds out there still. There's still quite a bit of moisture. We'll probably be dealing with some fog. Showers have mostly come to an end. Can't rule out one just right along the coast, but for the most part, we're done. And really, we're done for a while. High pressure is slowly going to build in from the south over the next couple days. So we have storm systems out there like this one you can see here, but it's going to head a little bit to the north over the next couple of days. We'll see it tracking farther north. We see a ridge ahead of it, kind of pushing it northward, and it makes landfall in the Pacific Northwest on Tuesday. Behind it to the south, it almost looks like something gets close to us, but the ridge is just pushing far enough to the north to keep things at bay. And we have to get all the way to the end of the week before something gets close enough to us that could bring us a little light precipitation. And that's looking like maybe Friday night into Saturday morning, but that's, 4 or 5 days from now. So things could change in between now and then. The longer term model showing a ridge building in behind that too. So we could be looking at a more extended period of dry conditions, although nothing looks super warm in the near term. We will see some slightly warm temperatures after a couple of days, but these next couple of days will be somewhat cool. Here's future track overnight tonight. Low clouds again kind of hugging the valley floors. Patchy fog possible by the time you wake up tomorrow morning around the region. And then throughout the day tomorrow, we'll have quite a few high clouds coming through. It'll be, I would say, scattered high clouds. If I had to pin it down, I'd say partly cloudy throughout the day tomorrow. There will be periods that will be mostly sunny, periods that may almost be mostly cloudy. But ultimately, I think we'll just have some high clouds passing through most of the day. A few contrails, you might see those out there as well, as most of this high-level moisture and ice is going to be kind of at flight level. So that's when we typically get those contrails. Later tomorrow night, skies start to clear out. That's going to be the issue. So we're continuously pushing in a drier air mass. The air mass will not be warming up at all tomorrow. Might even be getting a little bit cooler. And we lose the clouds. So all of these things will lead to a cold morning overnight tonight into Tuesday morning. Interestingly enough, too, tomorrow night, the forecast, the space weather forecast showing some good aurora borealis across the northern United States, maybe up into like Idaho, Washington, Montana, places like that. Could it get far enough to the south? Wouldn't be impossible. So we're going to watch that for you as well. You might have to keep the eyes peeled because with mostly clear skies and a new moon or close to it tomorrow night, might make viewing possible. So we'll keep an eye on it for you. Meantime, overnight tonight, we're going to see those temps drop into the 30s, Santa Cruz Mountain Valleys, highs back in the upper 50s tomorrow, upper 50s on the coast. As we head into tomorrow morning as well, we're going to be in the upper 40 or low 40s, I should say, in places like Santa Cruz, Watsonville, Salinas down to 42 overnight, back to 59, 38 overnight in Hollister. You're back to 57 tomorrow afternoon. On over to the peninsula, we're going to drop you into the low 40s overnight, so a chilly morning tomorrow morning, but it'll be even colder on Tuesday morning. Highs only back in the mid to upper 50s tomorrow afternoon. And down south, we got some spots in the low 30s overnight tonight. And then a few spots touching 60 tomorrow, but that's about as warm as it's going to get anywhere tomorrow. And we're not going to be much warmer on Tuesday afternoon with that cold air mass settling in. Here's that 7-day forecast for coastal cities. Temperatures to round out the new year, upper 50s. Look at that coastal low Tuesday morning, dropping down to average 34 degrees. That means patchy frost possible even in coastal cities on Tuesday morning. Not widespread, but patchy frost. So those areas that typically see frost a few times a year, if you live near the coast, you're probably going to see some on Tuesday morning. Beyond that, we warm up a little bit, back in the 60s by Thursday and Friday as we head into the new year. And then there's that slight chance of rain late Friday night into Saturday. Will be followed by some gusty winds behind it. Inland areas also a little chilly for the next couple of days. We ring in the new year with slightly warmer weather, but it's still going to be chilly probably New Year's morning or New Year's Eve. You're going to be at an outdoor celebration of the new year late Tuesday night. It's not going to be warm. Beyond that, some warmer weather by the end of the week, and we're watching for those rain chances. We're right back after this. Stay with us.